Greetings, friends. Prepare for another thrilling journey as we delve into Reddit's most bizarre tales. We're plunging deep into the quirkiest corners of the web. Grab your popcorn and join us on this adventure. Remember to hit subscribe and like. Let's begin. I've been married for 10 years, I'm 51, and back in November of last year, I met a young woman, she's 24, while out at a bar. She was quiet, shy, and very attractive. We connected on social media and started talking while I was away on a business trip. Initially, I thought I was talking to one of her friends because she was quite reserved the first night we met. The next time I was in town, we met up casually with mutual friends at a bar. One thing led to another, and we ended up having a passionate moment at 2:00 a.m. on the street. We met a few days later and finally became intimate a couple of days after that. She shared with me that she had some family issues. She's from China, and her parents are very controlling, with her father being quite harsh. The connection between us was incredible. We had an agreement. First, don't ask, don't tell. Second, don't get involved with my friends or mutual acquaintances. We initially agreed to be friends with benefits, but it quickly developed into deeper feelings. We had a mutual circle of friends, so other than one trusted friend and a few others who figured it out, we kept it quiet. We would go out and meet in public but kept our interactions discreet. Rumors swirled about us, but we denied them. We would meet in hotels 2 or 3 times a week. I even flew her out twice to be with me on business trips. We grew closer and closer. One time she seemed to pull away for a few days and tearfully confessed that she had been drunk at a bar and kissed someone. I reminded her of our policy, but she told me that the guilt of hiding it was overwhelming. Our relationship continued strong. Sometimes, due to travel, we were apart for a week or two. She would always text me good morning and good night. I struggle with jealousy and being with a beautiful woman, often the most attractive at a bar, and watching her get attention was difficult, especially from friends. She's leaving for the UK for a year to pursue her master's in about a month, and we talked about how things would be when she went there. I told her I didn't want to hold her back, and she should feel free to date. We always knew our relationship had an expiration date, and I was actually somewhat looking forward to it. A few weeks ago, she went to a beer festival and sent me a message saying, "I have to confess, I kind of like Ryan." Ryan is a guy her age, very handsome, but rather uninteresting to me. I got pretty upset about the text, called her, and she was drunk. It turned out she had already been with him once and was planning on it that night. Consumed with jealousy, I sent her some breakup texts early in the morning. They were honest and kind at the same time. She messaged me back and told me that she felt it wasn't fair that I sleep with another woman every night. I have not been intimate with my wife for about 9 months, and she can't be with other people. I agreed, asked her what she wanted, and she said, "I want you, but I want to be with him too." I asked if he knew and if he was okay with that, and she said no. We met up, had a passionate moment. She likes a particular dynamic in our intimate moments, and while that's not really my thing, I played the part to please her. She told me she didn't want to tell me anything about her situation with Ryan. We have continued to see each other since this happened, but with a new rule: no goodnight texts. I didn't want to have sleepless nights when I didn't get that text. It seemed things ended with Ryan. He may be away on summer break. Who knows? I am jealous of someone else being with her. I know that I'm the first man who has really taken care of her in a meaningful way, and our moments together are probably better for her than for me. She's quite into it, and I know I have reasonable skills in this area, but I just don't want to know what she's doing with other people. I'm a typical person in the sense of jealousy. Don't ask, don't tell. I don't want to know or think about it. 2 weeks ago, we spent a wonderful weekend together in another city where I was on a business trip. There we could openly act like a couple. I also noticed she never receives texts in English, so I assumed her situation with Ryan had ended. Everything seemed to be going well. I returned home on Saturday after being away for 2 weeks. The day before I got back, she was out with a female friend and got upset with me because, after planning a 4-day beach trip together, I told her I would be going on a week-long trip with my wife immediately after our trip. She said, "You need to marry me," and asked me to plan a trip to Thailand. Unfortunately, She couldn't go because she wouldn't have her passport for a month while her visa was processed. We talked late into the night, and she seemed okay. She also mentioned feeling depressed due to her parents' pressure and wasn't in the mood for intimacy, which was unusual for her. I told her I wanted to see her. My wife was away on business, and we met up at a hotel as soon as I got back. I had told her if she wasn't in the mood, we could just cuddle and watch movies, which we usually do between our intimate moments. When I arrived at the hotel, we ended up being intimate. She initiated it. It was good, and we started watching TV. When we began to get close again, she told me she was sore and didn't want to continue. That had never happened before. We usually have several rounds of intimacy. She didn't want me to do anything else, and she seemed uninterested in being intimate. This was totally fine, but also completely out of character. I finally realized something was wrong. She said that I was selfish, that we could never be together, and that she couldn't start something with someone else because of her feelings for me. She told me she was tired of hiding our relationship. I handled this as best as I could. I told her how much I had come to love her. We say that regularly, and that I understood. I just hoped we could enjoy our final weeks together. She was very emotional. I asked if I should cancel our trip, and she said yes. I left the hotel, telling her that I would always care for her and love her. She promised she wouldn't hurt me and wasn't angry, just sad. She was huddled up in a ball, crying. I kissed her goodbye and left. This was 2 days ago. I sent her a message asking for her ID pictures to cancel our train tickets that night. I was apologetic for bothering her. She told me I wasn't, and that she was very sorry. I deactivated my Instagram because we had been trading reels the last few weeks, and I couldn't bear to think about it. She reminded me she wouldn't hurt me. You can see my wife on my Instagram, which I think contributed to her sudden change of heart. Anyway, it's been 2 days and I'm heartbroken. I never intended for this affair to reach this point, and my logical mind tells me this is for the best, but I have to stop myself multiple times a day from texting her. I miss our constant contact. It's hard. A few things. My wife is a very traditional Chinese wife. She treats me like her child. I'm American. This dynamic has taken away my desire, which I have expressed to her. I probably have some underlying issues. I feel guilty about the affair. This is the first time I have been involved in one, although I have seen escorts over the years. My wife's English is only slightly better than my Chinese, making deep communication difficult. My ex-girlfriend has near native level English, shares my sense of humor, is very caring and helpful, and we connect on many levels. But I'm 51 and she's 24. There is no future for us. There never was. It doesn't make this any easier. Judge me if you want. I'm posting to get this off my chest. I have only 3 other people to talk to, and most of them are guys and generally unsympathetic. The one girl I talk to is my girlfriend's age, and they know each other. She's been a little helpful and is going through her own thing, so she's very non-judgmental. Anyway, that's my story. I'm pretty sure she will contact me before she leaves, but I'm trying to be strong and resist the urge to talk to her. Thinking of her with someone else is tough.